Godzilla x Kong has just released to the public, and since I have just viewed this action-packed sequel, I will give my review on the movie. Please keep in mind, as this review is a spoiler review, so if you have not seen the movie, I would severely suggest you skip this video. Anyways, spoilers out of the way, let's get to section 1 of the movie review. This video will be divided into 3 separate sections. This section, section 1, will be all the appearing kaijus that made their return or debut in this monster film. Section 2 will be the story and plot of this film. And the final section will be my honest review and a score out of 10. Alright, part 1, the kaijus. This film was packed to the line with kaijus. First is Kong, along with his new Beast Glove, or, quote, Project Powerhouse. I would say that Kong is the main protagonist within this film. He was ruthless against his foes, but also had some relatable moments, like with Gia, or the new side character, Zuko. Zuko is the perfect piece to this puzzle, as since Kong Skull Island and Godzilla vs. Kong, he was alone, no other species like him, but Zuko was like a son to Kong, fighting alongside him against the Scar King, our main antagonist in Godzilla x Kong. Scar King, or Scar as they will call him from now on, is in my opinion the best villain of Kong. The Skullcrawler is a close second, but fighting his same kind was brutal to see, and seeing that upper hand Scar has on Kong was frustrating to see, but that also gives the ultimate satisfaction seeing Scar crushed. But we can't talk about Scar without mentioning his accomplice, Shimu. Shimu was astonishing to see within this movie. The skill of this titan was monstrous, considering we haven't seen a big kaiju since Ghidorah. But seeing Shimu was cool, although there was something watching these scenes of Shimu. I felt care for her. I saw the torture from Scar, the torment, and especially the agony she felt during many fight scenes. I saw how brutal Scar treated Shimu. Seeing it was frustrating, but seeing Shimu turn on Scar was pleasing to see at the end. Now onto Shimu's temporary nemesis, Godzilla. I have to say this movie was where Godzilla was ruthless. All he wanted was power, killing everyone that was ruining Earth's balance. But there was also some emotional moments, like seeing Godzilla seeing a certain returning face, which we will talk about later, and after the death of Scar, he does the iconic atomic breath beam into the sky. But who was the returning face? That was Mothra, the queen of the monsters. She was amazing in this film, considering she basically formed Godzilla and Kong's alliance. Viewing Mothra fighting Scar's henchmen was stunning to see, but she sadly didn't get an enormous amount of screen time. Just like our next titan, Scylla, the aquatic titan appearing in Rome to cause havoc, until Godzilla shows up, throwing her, then blasting her into smithereens. One question you may have is, how did Godzilla turn pink? Well, that was from Titanus Tiamat. Godzilla purposefully went for him. Why? Well, power. Again, the same problem occurs. There was no real battle, just Tiamat choking Godzilla, then one atomic blast later, he is torn to small bits. The final titan, or group of titans, I will include in this section, is the various apes within Scar's lair. I felt almost the same as Shimu for the slaved apes. Scar's henchmen were expandables to Scar, meaning that if they were not useful and not caring after death. So seeing them perish by the hands of Kong, Mothra, and Zuko felt positive to view. The second section will focus on the plot of GXK. No, I will not go down the entire plot. I will give my positive and negative reviews on it, because if I were to ramble about the entirety, this video would be over an hour long. If I were to describe the plot of Godzilla x Kong in one word, it would be adventurous. It stepped through dozens of different areas in Hollow Earth. Seeing all of the adventures of the humans and titans felt like I was there with them along the ride. Iwi Tribe was nostalgic, since I have not seen this particular group since Kong Skull Island. back in 2017. The need for Gia was perfect. It gives Gia another reason that she is an important character. The narrative that Scar strives for power is absurd, considering the power he already holds, wanting the intelligence that us humans manage, in addition to having the word king in his name. Negatives of this plot are actually minuscule, because there was nothing really bad about it, but I wouldn't put it in a negative spot if there wasn't one. The only negative I have about this plot is the pacing. It was just way too fast. But I can understand this. Too much screen time can lead to too many dragging scenes that don't have anything but lengthen the runtime. The only problem with this in GXK is the fact that in all the trailers there was a lot of action and dragged out scenes. But seeing the movie with almost too fast action and the iconic scenes moving right past you, such as Godzilla and Kong versus Scar and Shimu within Hollow Earth, as well as Rio de Janeiro, it was almost too quick. But the one thing that made the fight scenes too short was the long, wasted potential dialogue scenes. Although, I do understand the human arcs. You need stable humans to have a connection with the cast, so they aren't just NPCs staring around, giving corny one-liners. But that seems to be the only negative about this movie that I can think of. The final section stated again is the rating section. What I give this movie. With my love for this series, there will obviously be some bias, as I believe seeing building-sized tall kaijus is astronomical. I have adored this series ever since I saw Skull Island back in 2017, when I was just 9 years old, and continue to adore it. So my final rating has got to be out of 10, which is an 8.5 to 9 out of 10, which the only thing keeping this movie from being a 10 is the too quick pacing. But forgetting that, the movie was what I expected. Why was it what I expected? Well, let me give you some tips when viewing this movie. Don't think of it as a top tier movie, like Avengers style. Go into this movie expecting to see a science fiction fantasy movie that is cartoony, goofy, but also action packed. I will state this now and again. Many movies out there are designed for fans, and this is one of them. People compare MonsterVerse to Marvel or Dune, but that is not the way this movie is meant to be. It is not meant to be 5 complete stars. It is supposed to be a goofy, fun science fiction movie, and that is exactly what Godzilla x Kong strives to be.